Hey, how's it going, guys? I got another game for you. It's against Joey. I actually kind of went backwards with most of these uploads. And this game happened the night I decided to rotate out Arcanine and Mawile. But we each brought some things. Joey brought a Crawdaunt and a Pangoro, so that was kind of cool. I saw the Smeargle, though, and I was like, son of a bitch, this thing's going to be a lead. I don't really know what I'm going to do about it. I don't have any spinners, so if he gets rocks up, they're here to stay. If he gets his sticky web, it's here to stay as well. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, so the quicker I can get rid of it, the better. For now, I have to pick what I'm going to lead off with. I decide the best thing I can lead off with right now is my Noivern, and then I can just U-turn out on it, I believe, or maybe I just go straight for the Flamethrower. Probably just go straight for the Flamethrower and hope I can wake up soon enough in order to take it out, because the quicker I can get that wake up going, the less hazards he'll get on the field. I still don't really know what he's going to have on there, but I can assume Sticky Web. He's probably got room for Stealth Rocks on there as well, so he'll probably get the 2 turns to do that. But I am faster, so it's the best thing I can do for now. But Sticky Web is just such a good entry hazard. It didn't surprise me that he only wanted that, and then he'll find another opportunity for his rocks later. But he saw me go for Flamethrower, and now that I'm put to sleep after the Flamethrower, I'm actually locked in on it. So I have to switch out, decide to go into my Heliolisk. If he wants to go for a Will-O-Wisp, I don't mind it terribly. If he goes for a Hydro Pump, it won't affect me. I'm assuming Joey knows Heliolisk by now. He knows that he can't go for a Hydro Pump or anything like that. But he's just going to end up going for a Volt Switch to get his momentum going on again, and he decides to go back into his Smeargle. But since I've come in on the Sticky Web, I'm slower than the Smeargle, so he can get off his Stealth Rocks before he dies, and then I'm just going to end up going for a Volt Switch right now, which ultimately takes it out, but he got what he needed to done. He got one of my Pokes spored, so it's still asleep. And he also got 2 hazards up, and I also don't have a spinner, so he figured the sooner he can get them up, the more benefit he'll have to them. So I decided to go into my Noivern right now. Still haven't fixed the EVs on this thing, by the way, despite the comments that I've probably gotten on a bunch of these things. But he ends up switching into his Rotom, and then he switches out to his Aegislash. It's a very good play. Decided to try to coax out the Draco Meteor. But because I'm asleep, I actually got to pick what move I wanted to choose again, since I actually got that extra sleep turn. That's pretty nice. I didn't know that that was a thing where if you stayed asleep and you picked, like, Draco, you're not stuck on it. I don't know if that was the thing in previous gens. I can't really say I've ever had that opportunity, or if I have, I don't remember it. But I did, in fact, get to switch up moves, decided to go for another Flamethrower, and I don't really feel like staying in and possibly, you know, just dying to a Shadow Sneak or something of the sort, because I think he could Swords Dance and Shadow Sneak and all that stuff. I kind of anticipated him wanting to go for the Shadow Sneak right now, which is why I decided to go into Helios, because it is part normal. But he just ends up going for a King Shield right now, and I think I try to go for a Volt Switch just to get some momentum going again. He goes for another King Shield just to get some more lefties damage going on. Or not lefties damage. What? No, lefties does not do damage. Keep it together. He goes for the King Shield just to get some more lefties recovery. I'm assuming it's the only reason, because he was already in defensive form. I do get a crit. The 2 turns of lefties that happened in between there definitely saved him. The King Shield didn't really have any kind of impact on it whatsoever. But I decided to go into my Aegislash. I'm now officially the slower one of the 2. Not a great thing to have happen in this matchup. I think he ends up going for a possibly Sacred Sword. So I do dodge it nicely. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do from here, though, / what he's going to end up doing about this. And it's an actual freaking sword fight. It's the thing I was talking about. These things are kind of exciting to get into, but if you misplay them, then they suck. And then this is the equivalent of the Sword Fighter just picking up like a freaking rock off the ground and just throwing it at your face, because I was not anticipating the Shadow Ball at all. I had not seen Swords Dance, so he definitely had room for it on the set. But he brings me down really, really nastily. I thought the King Shield was a thing that he was going to end up doing, but he just keeps going for the offensive, and I don't have a lot for that. So I go for another King Shield just to get some lefties recovery, and then it turns out that he just ends up going for a Shadow Sneak. I believe I try to go for a Shadow Sneak of my own right here, but I'm still slower than him by a lot, and I'm pretty sure even in my defensive form that I will end up dying to one of his own Shadow Sneaks. But he does go for a King Shield, and he's getting a lot of lefties recovery during these couple of turns, so I hate playing these. And I know against Joey that he's going to be able to read me eventually. I'm going to slip up. And this is the turn where I end up slipping up. Because I was like, okay, he's probably going to go for a Shadow Sneak right now to take me out. But he does the exact opposite of what I expected him to. And I can't really go for a King Shield just because I'll probably end up dying throughout this anyway. So he ends up switching out. Fortunately, I get to keep this thing for now, but he brings in his Pangoro. I am not going to go for Sacred Sword, so he knew that was a very safe switch. That I would want to King Shield to get back into the defensive form. I probably contradicted myself once or twice around here. I'm just going with the flow right now, guys. Sword fights can get kind of confusing, but he goes for an Earthquake, and that takes me out from that range. I totally forgot I was like sticky webbed and all that shit, so just kind of a pain in the ass. He's Life Orb, which is something interesting. I had not seen that before. I had not really fought Pangoro before, and it definitely does great with the sticky web support. So I get to come in, go for the Mega Evolution, I guess, and then just go get the Intimidate off as I Mega Evolve into Mega Mawile, and try to go for the Play Rough. I believe an Earthquake is going to hurt me really badly, though. I don't know if he actually runs Parting Shot on this thing, despite it being Life Orb. It's one of the only things that gets it, if not the only thing, besides Smeargle. I was kind of expecting that to happen eventually, but whatever. Goes for an Earthquake, gets off a huge amount of damage, and I'm able to get off a Play Rough, I believe, on the Aegislash. And it does not take it out because of all the lefties turns he's gotten. I guess you could say right now, the King Shield from earlier, looking at the amount of lefties recoveries he gets, that could have saved him from earlier. So that was a pretty big key thing there. Ends up going for a Shadow Sneak to, I believe, break my sub. I thought he would want to predict that, and I don't know. It kind of sucked right here because I didn't get to keep my sub because he's going to get to go for that again. Just like I did my sword fighting in the last game, he's going to do an excellent job of reading me as well. Goes for a King Shield, I believe, predicting my Fire Fang 100% correct, and I do get an attack drop as a result. So I'm -2, as well as behind a sub. I don't have a lot of use for this anymore, especially with the sticky web around and no way to get rid of it. I can maybe get off a Sucker Punch, but he is just... Ooh, man, he is getting me pretty good on this one. Going to go for a Shadow Sneak and then just take out my sub. I think I maybe went for a Fire Fang, which was cool. I finally get to take that thing out, but it turns out I just... Anyways, that was a text message. I got completely distracted by. I'm so sorry. Lucario comes in, and it's a threat. I don't think I have anything left for this anymore because my Aegislash ended up dying. He was probably waiting for that to happen, and I know he's going to have some form of priority. Lucario gets so much priority, and I see Vacuum Wave, so that probably hints at the fact that he is, in fact, a special Lucario. And that's pretty cool. I haven't seen a special Mega Lucario yet. I don't know if I can take a Vacuum Wave, but I decide, hey, I'm going to go into Noivern, go for some Flamethrowers, and see where I get from there. And then he just brings in his Pangoro, I believe, as Death Fodder to 2 Flamethrowers. I don't think Pangoro gets any access to Sucker Punch. I completely forgot this thing existed until now, and I'm pretty sure Flamethrower would have been a 2-hit KO anyway, so the crit right there did not matter. He was probably expecting it to die outright in the first place. But ends up going into Rotom, and I have to leave this thing to die because it'll probably end up dying to a Vacuum Wave from Lucario eventually. So damage is damage, and I believe he just Volt Switches into said Lucario. It's all downhill from here. I don't have a lot for it, especially since my Ghost is gone. Mawile had Intimidate. It is gone as well. Not that that really ended up mattering because he turned out to be a special build, but mentally that's what I would have gone with. So goes into Crawdaunt. I believe that I'm good switching in with Azumarill just to take on both of his stabs, but it turns out he is Choice Banded with Knockoff, and look at how much that does. That's supposed to be a resisted hit. So I lose my leftovers on top of that, so I can never, ever actually hope into getting back into Belly Drum range. And it did so much. Knockoff is such a good move this generation. I was just floored, and then I thought he was going to end up going for a Vacuum Wave or something like that. Turns out he just ends up going for a Flash Cannon to knock me out. I probably should have gone for an Aqua Jet. I just was not in the right place at all. But I bring in my Arcanine because I'm pretty sure I can take any one of his hits. Possibly an Aura Sphere from this range. Don't quote me on that because he does have Adaptability. He should be able to take me out, but I guess he just wants to go into Rotom Wash, get some damage off to secure the KO because I believe this is my last one. Gonna go for Close Combat. It does, like, not nearly enough at all. It's actually a really disappointing amount. Oh, man, why do I not have Entry Hazards users on my team? It definitely would have helped out a little bit here and there. But I got to switch out, decide to go into my Heliolisk. I know he's probably going to end up going for the Volt Switch anyways. I don't have anything for Lucario because I'm actually weak to the I'm weak to the Vacuum Wave as Heliolisk. I'll die to an Aura Sphere because I'm slower on Arcanine. And I think those are my only two. Or if I have a third, it'll probably die to a Vacuum Wave as well. So the special one really got the drop on me, and we're just watching the end of the game unfold. It looks like he's physically defensive, which is pretty cool. Probably for Talonflames and whatnot. And he's just going to go for a Volt Switch right now into Lucario to just knock me out with another Vacuum Wave. T-Ball did a lot to Rotom, which is something good to keep in mind, that it is a solid 2-hit KO, especially from that range. But Vacuum Wave is just going to knock me out. Vacuum Wave looks pretty cool in this generation. It actually kind of looks like a wave made of air that happens to be a vacuum kind of thing, so that's kind of cool. But I'm not a lot of HP left at this point. I can just go for a close combat, hopefully, but he still has Rotom as well, and he's actually able to just knock me out with an Aura Sphere. So that's the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Joey eventually got the better of me with the Aegislash. He played that extremely, extremely well, so hats off to him. But all things considered, it's still a pretty fun match. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys did too. If you did, I can't talk. You know where I'm going, though. If you did enjoy it, you can leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. And I think this is the last of my backed up games. I might have a couple more, maybe. I think I have a couple more. I'll toss those to you guys as soon as I get the opportunity. But for now, I'll see you later.